Coraline is an animated horror movie released in 2009. Those of you who don't like animated movies might be thinking, what's so scary about this movie? But believe me, this movie will prove you wrong. In the world of animation, the movie Coraline is considered one of the best horror movies. At the very beginning of the movie, we see someone making a doll, and the hands of the person making it look very strange, meaning it's clear that they are not human. The scene changes and we see Coraline and her family. They have just shifted to a place called the Pink Palace Apartments. Coraline went outside and was looking around her house, and then a cat started following her. A little further away, Coraline meets their neighbor, Wybie, and Coraline also spots the cat. There, Wybie shows Coraline an old well, and they have a conversation. There, Coraline accidentally touches a poisonous plant branch and gets an allergic reaction on her hand. When she returns home, Coraline meets her parents, who were very busy with their daily work. Coraline's mother gives her a doll that Wybie had given her, and this is the same doll that was being made in the first scene of the movie. When Coraline's father tells her to look around the house, Coraline explores the entire house and, while doing so, finds a secret door. When she tells her mother about this, Coraline and her mother both try to open that place but find the other side bricked up. At night, Coraline's father makes dinner for them, which Coraline doesn't particularly like. While going to sleep, Coraline misses her friends very much. Up to this point, we see that Coraline's parents, due to their work busyness, cannot give her any time at all, and Coraline feels a bit bad about this, and feels very lonely. At night, Coraline wakes up to the sound of some mice. Then Coraline follows the mice and reaches that secret door. When she opens the door, she sees a beautiful path has appeared. Coraline becomes very curious and starts walking along the path. On the other side of the path, she arrives at a house that looks just like their own house. After looking around a bit, Coraline finds her mother in the kitchen. As soon as her mother looks at her, Coraline is very surprised. Coraline notices her mother looks somewhat different, and instead of eyes, she has buttons sewn on. Then her mother tells her that she is her other mother and asks Coraline to call her father. When Coraline goes to her father, she sees the same thing. Her father also has buttons sewn where his eyes should be. Coraline becomes a bit confused. Then her father plays the piano for her there and even sings a song, which calms Coraline down a bit. When they come downstairs to eat, all of Coraline's favorite foods are there. Coraline has dinner with her mother and father, and her mother tells her she had been waiting a long time for Coraline to come there. Coraline feels very happy, seeing that her parents are very joyful and very caring towards her. Before going to sleep at night, her mother applies medicine to her hand where she had the allergy. The next morning, Coraline wakes up in her own house and notices the allergy on her hand is now gone. Coraline tells her real parents about all these events, but her parents don't take Coraline's words very seriously. Her mother tells her to go outside and meet the neighbors and get to know them. Right after breakfast, Coraline goes out to meet the neighbors. First, Coraline meets Mr. Bobinski. Mr. Bobinski was a gymnastics expert, and during their conversation, Mr. Bobinski warns Coraline about that door. Coraline is a bit surprised and asks him, "How do you know about this door?" But Coraline doesn't quite understand what Mr. Bobinski is saying. Then Coraline meets two people named Miss Spink and Miss Forcible who were gypsies. Gypsy, meaning those who study black magic and tell fortunes. Both of them get acquainted with Coraline and tell her a small fortune. They see that some danger is about to befall Coraline soon, and they tell her to be a bit careful. Outside, Coraline meets Wybie again. When Coraline asks about the doll, Wybie tells her that the doll belonged to his grandma's twin sister, who used to live in that very Pink Palace house, and one day, she suddenly disappeared. And since the doll looked somewhat like Coraline, Wybie gifted the doll to Coraline. Although they become very good friends, Coraline doesn't really like Wybie's habit of talking too much. Before going to sleep at night, Coraline leaves some chocolate pieces near her door. After a while, sensing the presence of mice, she follows them and goes back to her other mother's world. Coraline meets her other mother again, and her other mother tells her to bring her father, who was in the garden. Coraline is very surprised to see the garden. It was very beautiful and decorated with various flowers. Coraline has a lot of fun with her father, and her father shows her that he has shaped the garden to look like Coraline's face using different flowers. Coraline is very happy with all of this and completely forgets about her real world. After dinner, Coraline's mother introduces her to that world's Wybie, who didn't talk at all. We have already seen that Coraline didn't really like the real world Wybie's habit of talking too much. Seeing this arrangement with Wybie, Coraline is a bit surprised. Then her mother sends both of them to Mr. Bobinski's house. In this world, Mr. Bobinski was a bit different in nature, and he shows them a mouse circus in his house. Coraline is very impressed by the circus and is very happy. After the circus show ends, Coraline comes home and falls asleep. The next morning, Coraline wakes up in her own house, and Coraline goes shopping with her real mother. When Coraline's mother refuses to buy some things Coraline likes, Coraline and her mother get into an argument. And this was bound to happen because Coraline, after being so happy in her other mother's world, doesn't want to stay in this real world anymore. Because of their argument, Coraline's mother locks that secret door. Coraline talks about that other world all day, which annoyed both her parents very much. When Coraline's mother goes to the market, Coraline seizes the opportunity, takes the key to the door, and opens it again. She sees that the path is still there, and Coraline goes there. It is shown that outside the window, the black cat is watching Coraline go. Coraline goes to that house and sees her mother has left a dress for her and had left a note, where Miss Spink and Miss Forcible had invited Coraline to their house. Coraline puts on that new dress and goes to the neighbor's house. On the way, the black cat blocks her path. When Coraline tries to shoo the cat away, the cat surprises Coraline by starting to talk to her like a human. Coraline notices that the cat has no buttons on its eyes, meaning the cat is from the real world. The cat tells Coraline that this world was actually a trap created for her. The cat is about to finish speaking when it senses someone else's presence and leaves. Coraline meets Wybie, and the two of them go to their neighbor's house. There, a small show is held for them, which Coraline enjoys very much. After the show ends, Coraline comes home with her parents. We can notice that, for some reason, Wybie is sad, and Coraline's mother looks at him and signals him to smile. Back home, she asks Coraline if she wants to stay there forever. Coraline immediately says, "Yes, I want to stay there forever." And it is from here that the truly terrifying events of this movie begin to unfold. Coraline's mother tells her that to stay in this world, Coraline must also have buttons sewn on her eyes, just like her parents. She gives Coraline a box containing 2 buttons and a threaded needle. Naturally, like any child, Coraline gets very scared and throws the box away, but her mother tries to persuade her very affectionately. Coraline now remembers the cat's words, that this world was a trap for her, and earlier, Coraline's neighbors had also warned her about that secret door. Coraline tells her mother she is going to sleep and leaves from there. Coraline comes to her room and sees the surroundings are not like before. Everything is slowly changing. She tries to sleep anyway, thinking that the next morning she will return to the real world and never come back here. But that doesn't happen. Coraline wakes up and sees she is still in this fake world. Coraline wastes no time and runs to her neighbors for help. But Coraline finds no one. Then the cat comes and tells Coraline the whole story. The cat reveals that this world was actually created to trap Coraline, and the hunter is her other mother. Her other mother is not human. She is a witch, Beldam. As they go a little away from the house, they see the surroundings becoming completely empty, and going around, they end up back in the same place. When the cat catches a circus mouse there, the mouse takes on a strange shape. After understanding everything, Coraline goes to the door to return to her own world. But going there, she sees her other mother has blocked the door. Coraline directly tells her she doesn't want to stay there. She wants to return to her own world. Because Coraline argues, her other mother gets very angry. She reveals her true form and captures Coraline, locking her in a room. There, Coraline sees the ghosts of 3 dead children. They tell Coraline that the witch's name is Beldam. She watches children through dolls. When she sees children are unhappy with their parents, she lures them with magic, trapping them by showing false affection, and after sewing buttons on their eyes, she eats them. And this happened to 3 of them before Coraline. They plead with Coraline to find their eyes, which the witch has hidden somewhere in this world, so their souls can be freed. After hearing this, Coraline agrees to help them. Just then, someone helps Coraline out of the room. Coraline notices it was Wybie. The witch had sewn his mouth shut to form a smiling expression. Wybie takes her near the door. Coraline tells Wybie to come with her, but Wybie signals that if he goes with her, he will be destroyed. Coraline wastes no more time and runs away before the witch arrives. Back in her own house, Coraline first looks for her parents but cannot find them. She notices there has been no presence of anyone in her house for many days. Then Wybie comes to her house. Wybie asks for the doll he gave her back because his grandma is very angry with him after finding out, and the doll was somehow responsible for his grandma's sister going missing. Coraline tries to tell Wybie the whole story, but Wybie thinks she's crazy and quickly runs away from there. Coraline goes to Miss Spink and Miss Forcible for help. The two of them make a stone for her that will allow Coraline to see reality. That night in the real world, when Coraline falls asleep, the cat comes to her. The cat shows Coraline that the witch has also captured her parents. After seeing all this, Coraline becomes very worried. Then Coraline decides to go to the witch's world to rescue her parents. Fully prepared, Coraline goes to that world. On the way, the cat tells Coraline that if the situation gets too bad, she should challenge the witch to a game with a condition, because the witch loves to play games with children. Then Coraline sees her mother calling her from ahead. Coraline runs to her mother, but the next moment realizes it was the Beldam witch. The witch captures Coraline, closes the door, and swallows the key. With no other option left, Coraline finally proposes a game to the witch. In this game, Coraline will find her parents and the souls of the 3 children. The condition is that if she wins, all the captives must be freed. If Coraline fails for any reason, she will remain in this world and let the witch sew buttons on her eyes. The witch agrees to this game and gives Coraline a specific time limit before leaving. Coraline quickly starts her search according to the time given by the witch. Although she faces many obstacles, using the stone given by Miss Spink and Miss Forcible, Coraline successfully overcomes all obstacles. The cat also helps Coraline a lot in her search. After finding the 3 souls, Coraline goes straight to the witch. The witch reminds her that she still hasn't found her parents. The witch also destroys Coraline's stone. One of the souls in Coraline's hands warns her and tells her she must use her wits now. Even if you win, the witch will never let you go. Coraline cleverly says, "My parents are imprisoned on the other side of that door," and tells the witch to open the door. As the witch goes to open the door, Coraline's cat finds her parents. The witch opens the door and sees her parents are not there. Therefore, Coraline has lost to the witch. According to the condition, Coraline must now stay with the witch. Without saying anything, Coraline throws the cat at the witch's face. The cat scratches the witch's eyes with its claws, destroying them. The witch tries very hard, using black magic to trap Coraline in her world. But with the help of the ghost children accompanying her, Coraline manages to escape. In the process, one of the witch's hands gets severed and remains there. And finally, Coraline gets out and finds her real parents there, back to normal. That night, she spends time with her parents and, for the first time, enjoys the joy of the normal world. Before going to sleep, the cat comes to Coraline. The cat is very angry with her for throwing it at the witch's face. Coraline apologizes to the cat and thanks it for helping. While sleeping, Coraline dreams that the children's ghosts tell her the danger isn't over yet, because the door key is still intact. Whoever has the key, the witch will follow them. Then Coraline rushes out to hide that key somewhere. Then it is shown that the witch's severed hand is coming out through the closed door. Coraline decides to throw the key into the well outside their house so that no one can ever find it again. Just as Coraline is about to throw the key into the well, the witch's hand attacks her. Wybie arrives there to help Coraline. Together, the 2 of them throw the key and the witch's hand into the well. Coraline asks Wybie in surprise, "What are you doing here so late at night?" Wybie says the cat brought him here, and Wybie also apologizes to Coraline for not believing her. Wybie found out everything from his grandma and shows Coraline a picture of his grandma's missing sister. Coraline notices that Grandma's sister is one of the 3 ghost children. In the final stages of the movie, we see Coraline, her family, and all her neighbors. Coraline thanks Miss Spink and Miss Forcible for helping her. And now, Coraline's parents are giving her a lot of time. Wybie comes to this house with his grandma today after a long time, because Coraline will now tell her exactly what happened to Grandma's sister. And we can also see the cat walking away and suddenly disappearing, meaning the Pink Palace is now completely free of danger. And here is where the movie ends. If you liked the video, you can subscribe to the channel.